Okay, good day everyone. I am Miss Diana. I am your presenter for today, and we are gonna talk about divisibility rules. So, what are these divisibility rules? Ano nga ba sila? Technically, these are shortcuts to determine whether a number is absolutely divisible by another number. So, divisibility rules, these are just techniques or shortcuts para malaman mo kung yung malaking number is divisible ba by a certain number. For example, we have a 6-digit number. Paano natin malalaman na divisible siya by 13 or divisible siya by 7 without actually using or going through the division process? Without using calculators or actually dividing the number, you're gonna figure out if it is divisible by a certain number. Okay? So, we are not gonna include 0 and 1 in this lesson. Actually, hindi naman talaga siya ang 0 and 1 hindi naman talaga kasali sa divisibility rules kasi any number you divide with 0 will result to undefined, right? And any number you divide to 1, kahit gaano kalaking number pa yon, it's gonna be the same. The value of the number is gonna be the same, okay? So we're gonna start with the divisibility of 2. A number is divisible by 2 if it is even. That said, the number should end with 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0. So, madali lang, titingnan mo lang yung last digit ng number. In this example, we have 56. Since the last number is even, the whole number is also even. Hence, it is divisible by 2. Now, in our next example, we have 318. The last number is 8, or the last digit is 8, which is even. So, the whole number is divisible by 2. And our last example here, yung last digit niya is 2 rin. Hence, the whole number is divisible by 2. Okay, so madali lang, di ba? Let's go with the divisibility of 3. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digits is a multiple of 3. So, ang gagawin natin dito, i-add lang natin yung mga digits ng numbers mo. Kahit gano'n pa yun karami, i-add mo lang. At kapag yung sum ng lahat ng digits is a multiple of 3, ano ba yung mga multiple of 3? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, di ba ganyan? If multiple siya ng 3, ibig sabihin yung whole number mo is divisible by 3. Now, let's go with our first example. We have 7 plus 2. So, i-add lang natin 7 plus 2 is equals to 9. Now, 9, it is a multiple of 3 because technically the factors is just 3 times 3. Okay? Now, let's go with our next example, which is 153. We're just going to add the digits. 1 plus 5 plus 3. 1 plus 5 is 6 plus 3 is 9. Same lang din sa unang example natin. 9 rin yung sum nila. And then, our last example, we have a 5-digit number. I-add lang natin yan. 2 plus 8 plus 5. Huwag na natin isaling yung 0 kasi wala naman yung magiging effect sa sum ng ating mga digits. Okay? So, 2 plus 8 plus 5 is equals to 15. And 15, ang factors ng yan is 3 and 5. Therefore, that is a multiple of 5. Which means our whole number is divisible by 3. I mean, a 15 is a multiple of 3, not 5. I'm sorry. Now, let's go with the divisibility of 4. A number is divisible by 4 if the last 2 digits of the given number is a multiple of 4. So, in this case, we're just gonna look at the last 2 digits of a number. Kahit gano'n pa yan kalaki, titingnan mo lang yung last 2 digits. In this example, we have 16 as the last digit. Now, titingnan mo lang, multiple ba yan ng 4 o hindi? Obviously, it's a multiple of 4. Kasi technically, yung factors niyan is 4 times 4 lang naman, di ba? So, since 16 is a multiple of 4, the whole number is divisible by 4. Now, in this next example, we have a 4-digit number. Last 2 number niya is 52. Now, pwede mo lang naman mentally i-divide mo yung 52 sa 4, di ba? So, 52 divide 4, it's just 13, right? So, since we got a whole number, sabihin multiple siya ng 4. And since it is a multiple of 4, hence the whole number is divisible by 4. Okay, so far so good. Let's go with our divisibility for 5. A number is divisible by 5 if the given number ends with 5 or 0. So ito, wala ka nang gagawing operations, wala ka nang i-add, wala ka nang i-divide. Titingnan mo lang yung last digit. Kung 5 ba yan or 0. If it is, then it is divisible by 5. Okay? Next, we have the divisibility of 6. A number is divisible by 6 if it is divisible by 2 and 3. So, sa ditong case na to, i-apply natin yung divisibility of 2 and 3. Now, if you remember the divisibility of 2, malalaman natin madidivide siya sa 2 if ang last digit niya is even numbers. So, in this case, ang last digit niya is 2. So, since 2 is an even number, the whole number is divisible by 2. By 2. So, okay na, tama na. Check na tayo sa divisibility of 2. Now, sa divisibility of 3 naman tayo. Ano nga gagawin natin sa divisibility of 3? Remember, we're just gonna add all of the digits. If the sum of all the digits is a multiple of 3, hence, it is divisible by 3. So, ang gagawin natin, 7 plus 2. Huwag natin salahin yung 0, di ba? 7 plus 2 is equals to 9. And 9 is a multiple of 3. Hence, it is divisible by 3. Since 702 is divisible both by 2 and 3, it is also divisible by 6. Okay? So, tatlo na, di ba? Tatlo na yung na-figure out mo na divisible para siya sa 2, sa 3, and sa 6. So, just take note of that. We have another example. We have a 5-digit number here. Now, we're gonna look at the last digit na, diba? Since it is 8, an even number, hence it is divisible by 2. Now, kung by 3 naman, i-add natin sila lahat. 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 7 plus 8. 2 plus 8, 10. Plus 2, 12. Plus 7, 19. Plus 8, 27. 27 is a multiple of 3. Hence, it is divisible by 3. Since it is divisible by 2 and 3, it is also divisible by 6. Okay? Good. Let's go with the divisibility of 7. A number is divisible by 7 if, take note of this words, if the difference between twice the last digit of a number and the remaining part of the number is a multiple of 7 or equal to 0. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan nyo, diretso na tayo sa example. So, ang gagawin natin dito, kukunin muna natin yung last digit. In this first example, our last digit is 3. So, ang gagawin natin dyan is, imumultiply lang natin siya sa 2. So, 3 times 2, we're gonna get 6. Okay? Next, ang gagawin natin is, isasubtract lang natin siya sa remaining part of the number. Since kinuha na nga natin yung 3, yung maiiwan na lang is 76. So, 76 minus 6, minus 6, we're gonna get 70. And obviously, this is a multiple of 7, right? Because technically, it's just 7 times 10. Okay? Now, let's go with our next example, which is 189. Same lang rin, kukunin natin yung last digit. Wait lang. Kukunin natin yung last digit. I-multiply natin ng 2. It's gonna be 18. Now, isasubtract natin yan to the remaining part of the number, which is 18. 18 minus 18 is equal to 0. Now, ang sinabi nga doon, if it's also equal to 0. Ibig sabihin, kung equal to 0, divisible by 7 din siya. Okay? You can check that out. It's true. Now, what if mga malalaking numbers yung gagamitin natin ng ganong operation? What if yung difference nila What if yung dito is malaki pa rin to the point na hindi mo pa rin ma-figure out if multiple ba siya ng 7. So, ang gagawin mo, uulitin mo lang yung process. Okay? So, in this example, kukunin natin yung last digit, which is 9. Multiply natin ng 2. It's gonna be 18. And, ima-minus natin, isasubtract natin sa remaining part. 179 minus 18. Ang minus natin yan, ang result is 161. Right? Now, since malaki pa yung 161, it's not small enough for us to figure out if it is divisible by 7. So, ang gagawin natin, uulitin lang natin yung process, okay? So, kukunin natin yung last digit, 1. Multiply natin sa 2, equals to 2. Ima-minus natin sa 16. Is equals to 14. And 14 is technically just 7 times 2. So, it is a multiple of 7. Since it is a multiple of 7, the whole number is divisible by 7. Okay? Is that clear? Let's go with divisibility of 8. Now, a number is divisible by 8 if the last 3 digits of the given number is divisible by 8 or the last 3 digits of the given number is 0. So, let's go with our example. We have here a 4-digit number. Ang gagawin natin is titingnan natin yung last 3 digits. Ito, ang last digit niya is 288. So, if we figure out natin siya, if divisible ba yan by 8, yung tatlong digit number na yan. So, we can just mentally divide them, di ba? And we're gonna know if it's divisible by 8. So, in this case, I'm just gonna write it down. So, 288, i-divide natin sa 8. 28 divide 8, it's 3. Times mo yan, 24. We're gonna get 4. Bring down 8. 48 divided by 88, it's gonna be 6. And then, 6 times 8, 48, we're gonna get 0. Since the remainder is 0, therefore, it's divisible by 8. And since the last 3 digit is divisible by 8, the whole number is also divisible by 8. Okay? Now, in our next example, ang last 3 digit niya is 184. So, i-divide din natin yan. If i-figure out din natin, is divisible siya by 8. So, 18 divided by 8, it's 2. 2 times 8, 16. I-minus mo yan. 2. Bring down 4. 24 divide 8, 8, 16, 24, 23, 24, 0. So, since 0 ang remainder, ibig sabihin, yung 184 is divisible by 8. Meaning, yung whole number then is divisible by 8. Now, in our last example, dito, last 2 digit niya is 0. Kapag ganyang situation, ibig sabihin, yung number is divisible din by 0. Let's go with our next divisibility rule, which is divisibility of 9. A number is divisible by 9 if the sum of its digit is a multiple of 9. So, yung process niya parang same lang din sa divisibility rule of 3. Okay? I-add mo lang rin yung mga digits niya. Dito lang, if yung sum ng digits is a multiple of 9, then the whole number is divisible by 9. Okay? So, with our first example, we're just gonna add 6 plus 7 plus 5. 6 plus 7, 13, plus 5, 18. And 18 is just 9 times 2. Therefore, the whole number is divisible by 9. Okay? Now, let's go with our next example. We have a 6-digit number. I-add lang rin natin ito silang lahat. 8 plus 9 plus 5 plus 7. Huwag mo lang saling 0 plus 7. 8 plus 9, 17 plus 5, 22 plus 7, 29 plus 7, 36. Now, 36 is a multiple of 9. It's just 9 times 4. Okay? Let's go with our next divisibility rule, which is divisibility of 10. Madali lang din to. A number is divisible by 10 if the given number ends with 0. So, ganun lang. Kung ang last digit niya is 0, then it is divisible by 10. Let's go with the divisibility of 11. A number is divisible by 11 if the sum of all its digits on even places is equal to the sum of all its digits on odd places. So, ang gagawin lang natin dito, i-add lang natin yung mga digits na nasa even places. Pati yung digits na nasa odd places. Kapag naging equal sila, ibig sabihin divisible siya by 11. So, in this example, lalagyan natin yung numbers, okay? Para mas madali natin ma-figure out yung places nila. This is the place. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, the numbers on the even places are here. Okay? So, i-add lang natin yan. 1 plus 9 plus 3. 1 plus 9, 10 plus 3, 13. Now, next, i-add na natin yung mga numbers on the odd places, which is 5, 7, and 1. 5 plus 7, 12 plus 1, 13. So, since equal sila, then this whole number is divisible by 11. Okay? Now, let's go with our next example. Lagyan na lang din natin ng numbers, yung places. Now, i-add natin yung numbers na nasa even places, which is 1 and 9. I-add na natin yan, 10 ang result. Now, i-add na naman natin yung nasa odd places, which is 4 plus 5 plus 1. 4 plus 5 is 9 plus 1, 10. Okay? Since equal sila, ibig sabihin, divisible tong whole number by 11. Okay, so you don't need to worry about if uneven yung numbers ng digits mo. Katulad nito, yung digits sa even places is 2 lang. Pero yung sa odd places is 3. It doesn't matter, okay? As long as their sum is equal, then divisible siya by 11. Okay? Now, let's go with our divisibility of 12. A number is divisible by 12 if it is divisible by 3 and 4. Now, if you remember, the divisibility rule of 3 is that if you add all digits and the sum is a multiple of 3, then it is divisible by 3. Now, in this example, dito muna tayo sa una. I-add natin yung lahat ng digits. 3 plus 4 plus 8. 3 plus 4, 7 plus 8, 15. And it is a multiple of 3. Okay, so, okay natin dito. Divisible na siya by 3. Now, by 4 naman, titingnan natin yung last 2 digits. Kung divisible ba siya by 4. And in this case, ang last 2 digit niya is 48. Technically, 48 is just 4 times 12. Okay? So, it is also divisible by 4. Since the number is divisible by 3 and 4, it is also divisible by 12. Okay? Now, let's go with our next example. Here, in divisibility of 3, we're just going to add that. 4 plus 5 plus 1 plus 2. We're going to get 4 plus 5, 9 plus 1, 10 plus 2, 12. Which is a multiple of 3. Now, with divisibility of 4, we're just going to get the last 2 digits, which is 12. And that is just 4 times 3. Hence, it is divisible by 4. Since it is divisible by 3 and 4, the whole number is divisible by 12. Okay? Now, let's go with divisibility of 13. A number is divisible by 13 if the sum between 4 times, remember these terms, okay? If the sum between 4 times the last digit of a number and the remaining part of the number is divisible by 13. Okay, so, diretso na tayo sa example. In our first example here, what we're gonna do is just to multiply the last digit by 4. Kukunin natin yung last digit. Ito, 4. And i-multiply natin yan by 4. So, 4 times 4, we're gonna get 16. And then, next we're gonna do is i-add natin yan. I-add natin sa remaining digits, which is 101. So, 101 plus 16, we're gonna get 117. Now, since malaki pa to, it's not small enough to figure out whether it is divisible by 13 or not, uulitin lang natin yung process din. So, same lang. Kukunin natin yung last digit, which is 7. I-multiply natin sa 4. 7 times 4, 28. And then, i-add natin yan sa remaining digits, which is 11. So, 11 plus 28, we're gonna get 39. Okay? And 39, ang factors niyan is just 13 and 3. Okay? If we multiply 13 times 3, it's gonna be 39. So, hence, it is a multiple of 13. Since it is a multiple of 13, or divisible by 13, the whole number is divisible by 13. Okay? Now, let's go with our next example. We have a 5-digit number here. Kukunin natin yung last digit, which is 5. I-multiply natin ng 4. 5 times 4, we're gonna get 20. And then, i-subtract natin yan sa remaining part, which is 1,085. I mean, not subtract. We're gonna add it. Sorry. We're gonna add it. This 20 equals 1,105. Tama ba? And then, since malaki pa naman siya, it's still big. Hindi pa natin malalaman if divisible ba siya by 13. Uulitin natin yung process. Kukunin natin yung last term. I-multiply natin sa 4 equals 20. I-minus natin sa 110. I-add natin sa 110. We're gonna get 130. Okay? So, dito na part, figure out na ba or malalaman na ba natin if divisible siya by 13 o hindi? Malalaman na natin, di ba? Because if you look at it, 130, it's just 13 times 10, right? So, if it is divisible by 13, since it is divisible by 13, the whole number is divisible by 13. Okay? Now, let's go with our next rule, which is divisibility of 14. A number is divisible by 14 if it is divisible by 2 and 7. Now, dito gagamitin rin natin yung divisibility rule ng 2 and 7. Now, the divisibility rule of 2, titingnan di ba natin yung last digit? Since it is 8, an even number, hence it is divisible by 2. Okay? Now, divisibility of rule of 7. Anong gagawin nga natin dito? Multiply the last digit by 2. And then, i-minus natin yan sa remaining part ng number. Diba? So, ang last digit natin dito, diba, is 8. So, i-multiply natin yung 2. 8 times 2 equals to 16. I-minus natin sa 345. 3, 5, 9, 2, 329. So, malaki pa siya. Hindi pa natin, malaki pa yung number. It's not small enough to know if it is a multiple of 7 or not. So, anong gagawin nga ulit? Uulitin lang natin yung process. So, kukunin natin yung last digit, which is 9. 9 times 2, we're gonna get 18. Minus natin sa 32. 14. Okay? Since 14, sorry, let me rewrite that clearer. 14. And 14 is a multiple of 7, right? It's just 7 times 2. So since it is divisible by 2 and also divisible by 7, hence the whole number is divisible by 14. So, tatlong number na yan. Tatlong divisibility rule na yan. Okay? Now, let's go with divisibility of 15. A number is divisible by 15 if it is divisible by 3 and 5. Okay? Now, sa divisibility rule of 3, di ba, is i-add lang na natin. So, 5 plus 3 plus 8 plus 5. 5 plus 3 is 8. Plus 8 is 16. Plus 5 is 21. And it is a multiple of 3. Now, with divisibility of 5, titingnan na natin yung last digit niya. Since it is 5, then it is divisible by 5. Since nasatisfy itong dalawa, this whole number is divisible by 15. Okay? With our next example, we have a 5-digit number. Sa divisibility of 3, i-add natin ang lahat ng digit. 1 plus 2 plus 7 plus 5. 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 7, 10 plus 5 is 15. And that is a multiple of 3. So, divisible by 3 siya. Now, by the divisibility of 5, titingnan natin yung last digit, 0. Since it is 0, divisible siya by 5. Since it is both divisible by 3 and 5, then the whole number, this number is also divisible by 15. Okay? So that's it. We tackle the divisibility rule from 2 to 15. Now, I'm just gonna add one more divisibility rule. It is a divisibility rule applicable for 7, 11, and 13. So, ang tawag sa process na to is alternating sum. Ang gagawin lang natin, pwede natin itong gawin sa mga numbers na sobrang laki na talaga. Okay? So, in this example, we have here an 8-digit number. So, diba, ang laki-laki na. So, ang gagawin natin yan, andito yung procedure. Ang each number is separated by the comma is called groups. So, itong numbers na ito, this is isang group na yan, isang group na yan, isang group na yan. Okay? And then, ang gagawin natin is to put alternating signs to each group, starting with a positive sign on the last group. So, i-alternate natin yung signs nila. Start natin sa last group, which is 745. Pinaliktad ko lang, which naging ganito na. 745 plus negative 381 plus 10. Okay, so i-add lang natin. Pagka-add natin lahat niyan, ang result is 374. Ika-combine natin sila. Then, we're gonna get the factors of the result. Be sure lang na i-include mo yung 7, 11, or 13 kung posible lang. Now, 374, ang factors niya is 11, 17, and 2. Okay, since nakita natin dito, andito ang 11, hence, divisible siya by 11. Pero hindi siya divisible by 7 and 13, by 11 lang. Okay? If one of the factors are a multiple of 7, or 7 itself, then it is divisible by 7. If one of the factors naman are multiple of 11 or 11 itself, then it is divisible by 11. And kung isa naman dun sa mga factor ay multiple ng 13 or 13 itself, then it is divisible by 13. So, ganun lang yung alternating sum. Okay? So, that's all. I hope you've learned something in this lesson, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.